Hello and welcome to a Star Citizen podcast with me, BoredGamer, and the lovely Zinnia. Say hello, Zin. No Zinnia this week. We've just come back from iSeries, a little gaming expo, LAN party thing with us and some of our mates, and Zin's reasonably ill, at least to the point where she can't really talk very much, so I've gone, it's okay, I'll do the loneliest Star Citizen podcast ever. It's just me, BoredGamer. And today I want to talk about some Alpha 3.18 things, because they talk about it maybe coming out towards the end of September, but that's going to mean that 3.18 is probably going to be the only patch we get this year. We've got the ship Showdown, we've got the actual top 16 now. They are in categories, we'll talk about that. We've got Jumptown, and I saw some salts, or at least some people having criticism of the current setup of Jumptown, especially when it comes to Hercules A2s just being able to come along and just destroy everything. And we've got Siege of Orison, some 3.17.2 updates and all that sort of stuff happening sort of in September. It's the end of September, it's the end of August. Which month are we in? We're in August. It's just about to be September. Firstly, I want to talk about 3.18. So Cloud Imperium basically said it might be starting its Evocati cycle at the end of September. And it looks like that might only be focused on persistent entity streaming, which makes sense because they're going to go, you know what, this is the thing that needs the most testing, this is the thing that could cause the most problems, and the reason that we need such a long patch cycle and all that sort of jazz and that's causing the most issue is PES, persistent entity streaming. It is a cornerstone of Star Citizen technology, allowing for the saving of locational data and the server to sort of be able to snapshot all of that information and be able to regenerate with all that information. So if you have a server crash, for example, as well, bam, the server knows what state it was in when it crashed. So that allows for much better recovery, and potentially, if they have redundancies in the future with sharding and things like that, you can go, bam, well, actually, I didn't even know it had crashed, because it just moves you onto another server. That's the sort of dream seamless nature of that. But in the shorter term, persistent entity streaming will mean the saving of locational data of items and things like that. If you drop something on the ground, the server knows it's there and can track it, even if the server shuts down when it comes back on. Now, 2 to 3 month testing cycle in the PTU and Evocati phase is what is estimated. That makes, well, Alpha 3.18 be the a patch that's coming out to live at the end of the year at that schedule. Now, Zin, what she would say if she was here is, oh, I think it might be coming out in 2023 now because of delays and things, which is actually quite a reasonable thing to say, maybe not in that voice. But yeah, so I think it's going to be end of the year, 3.18 live now. Zin thinks that it could be, and reasonably so, that it could be next year that it comes out if there's more delays. Hopefully we'll see it by the end of the year. At the moment, it doesn't look like anything slipped off 3.18 feature-wise. It's still got all the big things. It's still got salvage. It's still got the cargo refactor. It's got persistent entity streaming, which is the sort of main highlighted feature there. But you're also getting in new sort of crash sites and derelicts with the Mercury Star Runner and 600i, which is an interesting one to put in as derelicts if they're sort of redoing the rear sections and the variants of it, but maybe they don't need to do those parts of it for the derelicts, if you see what I mean, because they can have them relatively empty or damaged. Or there's new rivers in Microtech and Hurston, so more rivers and planets is cool. Sand caves, we've seen some of these sand caves relatively recently. There's a lot of new gameplay in prisons and around security post Korea, which actually should be pretty interesting. Orison's got a load of new missions there that you can do on the floating platforms, which is going to be cool, so they're not really wasting the sort of gameplay that they could have during Siege of Orison. There's some more interdiction events and environmental space missions, so I'm really looking forward to all of that. Obviously, you're getting the Vulture as well and stuff like that, and multi-tool salvage, so hand salvage, ship salvage. The Reclaimer's going to be able to hull strip with its turrets as well. You're going to be able to use that material you can sell it to shops, but you can also use it for repairs. We've got the ship Showdown going into phase 2, so today it's phase 2 day. It starts, and we've got the top 16 ships. The top 16 ships are the Redeemer, the Gladius, the Vanguard Warden, the Scorpius, the 600i Explorer, the Terrapin, the Carrack, the 400i, the Cutlass Black, the Mercury Star Runner, the Freelancer Max, and the Raft, the Avenger Titan, the Eclipse, the Pisces, C8X, and the Mule. Now, what's interesting here is that Cloud Imperium have divided them into some forms of categories which go against each other, which I think was a fantastic idea. I thought this was something they were going to do in next year. They're going to have proper sort of categories, but they've sort of got at least some form of category here for separate categories. So you've got Space Superiority, which has the Redeemer, Gladius, and the Warden and Scorpius in. Then you've got the Explorer categories, chucking all these ships that can be explorers effectively in there. Then you've got the Workhorse pool, which is interesting because it's the Cutlass Black, Mercury Star Runner, Freelancer Max, and Raft there. I think that's an interesting category. And then you've got the Mavericks, which are ships that meets the eye, which is the Titan, Eclipse, C8X, and Mule. Now, obviously, you notice that there is a vehicle there, the Mule. But there is no Saber Raven, even though it was popular, and there is no Greycat PTV buggy. Those are ineligible. The Greycat buggy, they're actually doing a rework on it, and they're going to be making a skin for everyone because it was so popular, but it's not going to be participating this year's phase 2 of the ship Showdown. And the Saber Raven, promotional item, it's not eligible, full stop. So round 1, you've got the Redeemer versus the Gladius. That's going to be today. I think that if the Redeemer hadn't had its turrets relatively nerfed, then that probably would have won, but I think the Gladius is pretty popular, and it's like fighter meta at the moment. I'm interested to know what's more popular. You've got the Scorpius versus the Vanguard tomorrow, then the next day the 600i versus the Terrapin, then the Carrack versus the 400i, Cutlass Black versus the Mercury Star Runner, which is a bit of a shame because I love both those ships, but Mercury Star Runner has my heart. Then you've got the Freelancer versus the Raft, the Avenger Titan versus the Eclipse, and the C8 Pisces versus the Mule. I think the top 4 ships that we're going to see are probably going to be, it's hard to know, isn't it? The Carrack, the Mercury Star Runner, and the Mule. I was hoping it would be the Avenger Titan, but I think it would be the Mule. I don't know the 4th in the sort of space superiority scale. I think they're all great ships. Who's going to win the ship showdown? Well, vote on your favourite ship every day to see them go forward in the event and have a chance for them to sort of get in the free fly. Top 8 ships will be in the free fly. Top 4 ships will have something made for them. Top 1 ship will have something extra made for them. I think it's up against the sort of Mercury Star Runner versus the Mule this year. That would be my expectation. Some other bits. I was watching some videos with morphologists and a load of sort of forum posts and things with a lot of people being upset about Jumptown at the moment, and sort of A2's, the Hercules bomber, just being able to come along and drop a bomb and ram everyone at Jumptown, obviously killing themselves, but also just taking out everyone there, sort of quite low skill and hard to prevent at the moment. And obviously if people have invested hours and hours and hours of gameplay, and there's like a couple of dozen of them locking down an area, just being able to blow it up, full stop, not being able to really stop that is pretty stressful. And I agree with that. There's going to be a load of stuff like this, unfortunately. Now, some things I think Cloud Imperium could do in the shorter term and longer term is have Jumptown and sort of ground installation areas like that have some form of anti-bomb, anti-air defense, have it so bombs don't arm or can't be deployed in those areas with like e-warfare, defense turrets, things like that. So in the future, you could have literally turrets that target bombs and stuff with e-war or sort of just laser them down. So you'd have to take those turrets out first, things like that if you wanted to do a bombing run. But I love the idea of building defenses around these areas. I love the idea of e-war. I love the idea of vehicles which specialize in sort of stopping A2s, just being able to come along and do that. And it's important to have these conversations now about what works, what doesn't work, what's overpowered. Do they need to do a short-term fix to prevent these things from happening in the game at the moment if it prevents gameplay there? I've always thought there should be a Grand Theft Auto style mechanic where if you blow up someone's sort of ship and they are lawful, well, you're stuck with the bill and you can pay it off, or it's added to your sort of jail time once you eventually go into becoming a criminal. I'm interested to know what other people's thoughts are on that. The other thing that's coming in September, which I'm very much looking forward to, mid-September, Siege of Orison looks to be running again, and at the moment we're waiting for some 3.17.2 updates to go live, if they haven't already. Some hotfix stuff, fixing a load of problems with the back-end stuff, and hopefully elevators, a load of other stability and quality of life updates as well. I will shortly be getting out a video covering what's going on in September from the channel and from Star Citizen, what you can expect. That'll probably be coming out tomorrow. So tomorrow's the 1st of September at time of recording. Work out our giveaway winners and what new ships we've got available for the giveaway for September. And we've got new Nord ads, and Zin's been learning some editing. So maybe some sillier Nord ads and maybe some animations in videos in general in the future. But thank you very much for joining me today for this loneliest podcast for Star Citizen ever. Say goodbye, Zin. Oh, wait, you're not here. Thank you very much for watching. I'd love to know your thoughts on 3.18. Do you think it's going to be sort of delayed to live to the end of the year? I think that's sort of reasonable. But what do you think? Who do you think is going to win the ship showdown? What ship are you voting on if it's still in the race? What do you think of the Jumptown gameplay at the moment? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below.
You're on a plane, it's about to crash. Maybe you're in a jungle and a vicious predator attacks. There's a nuclear war and you're caught short on the toilet. You're drowning in shark-infested waters. How did you get here? What do all these scenarios have in common? That's right, easily preventable with the use of nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. It's like the ultimate survival toolkit, but to aid in internet security and accessibility. Now I can watch my favourite Netflix and anime shows from a different country while I'm lost in the rainforest just before a tiger eats me. Thanks nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. You can get discounts by using the links below. But please note that probably in the case of a plane crash or, you're drowning, NordVPN might not be the most effective solution. Every month we have a Star Citizen ship giveaway. This month we're giving away an RSI Scorpius heavy fighter. This 2-seater powerful heavy fighter allows you to pretend you're in Star Wars with your X-Wing. It comes with a lifetime insurance and access to Star Citizen, so even if you haven't got a Star Citizen account already, you can play the game. To be in for a chance of winning that, just comment on any of my videos made during August. A massive thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel or just watches my content or comments and likes and shares those videos. It really genuinely does help. And if you want to go the extra mile to help support the channel, you can click on the join button under any of my videos or click on the links to Patreon. It all goes a huge way to help the channel grow and expand. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great time in Alpha 3.17.2 and I hope to see you in the verse.